welcome. This is Michelle with Paper Stamp Ink. It's been a while since I've been on here. Things have been busy. I've got a new addition to my craft room. Been having fun with learning how to use my new laser cutter, and hopefully I'll be putting some videos out on that. I'm not sure if it'll be this channel or a different channel, but if I do put them on a new channel, I'll make sure to put a link and let you guys know in case you want to follow me on that new adventure. But let's go ahead and get back to paper crafting, and I want to share with you this month's paper pumpkin kit and some alternatives. So I want to just start by sharing the kit, and this one is celebrating our new in colors that will be available June 3rd. Every year Stampin' Up! Comes out with 5 new colors that are only available for 2 years, and they just cycle through. So this kit is utilizing some of those new in colors, and we have some fun, bright, vibrant colors for this year, and I just love that. I'm all about, you know, either the deep, rich, regal tones or the really bright, fun tones. I don't do a whole lot of pastel stuff, so I'm enjoying these colors. And so I've got the box here, but we've also got these fun embellishments that came in it that showcase some of the colors as well. So let me just go through what those colors are with you. So we've got Just Jade, we've got the Moonlight or Misty Moonlight, and I love this this Magenta Madness. It's just so bright and fun for springtime especially, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. And then we have 2 other colors that we have on some of the pieces here. Actually, one color, you know, Stampin' Up! What's up? You left us hanging. They didn't send us one of the colors. We got 4 of the 5 in here. So this is the Bumblebee, and I'll share with you, we got a little taste of it in this flyer that's on here that shows the last color, that unfortunately there's no pieces in the kit, so I don't understand, but you know, they didn't ask my help for designing it. But they've got this cinnamon cider. This is just a yummy brown, so I wish I had a chance to play with that a little bit, but I'll have to wait until I get my order in. And if you are interested in placing an order for any of the new products, June 3rd is when that will open up. I'm going to have a special on the new catalog with some great deals for you guys and some extra freebies. So make sure that you stay tuned. I'm going to put out a video also on some of the things that I am sad to see going, and a couple that to me are just must-haves that you want to get them before they're gone, because I utilize them all the time. So I'm really sad I don't why they're getting rid of them, but that's for another video. So let's jump into a paper pumpkin kit. If you are not familiar with paper pumpkin, it's a kit that comes in a box, and you've got everything that you need in that box to create projects. Now, I like to take and do alternatives, but they always give us instructions and samples of what you can make with that kit. So this one is set up to make 12 cards. You've got 8 full-size cards and 4 note card sizes, but you can always have extra pieces left. There's never a shortage of materials with the paper pumpkin kit, so you have fun things to play with when you're done, and you always have a stamp set and an ink spot color that you can add to your collection. So if you're just getting started, great way to add to all of your stash and have a lot of variety. So this month the stamp is this fun, You're Amazing. Let's see, what's the name of this kit? I should know, a kit in color. So it just has this fun, these are rainbow pieces here. Oh Happy Day, never can go wrong with a little floral stamp, right? And Hey and You're Amazing. So that is the stamp set that you will get to keep and add to your collection. And then we get one of the new in colors in the Stampin' spots, the Misty Moonlight. So I don't have any of those yet, so I'm excited to have that one. And then we get 4 of the note card size bases, and we get 8 of these full size, 4 of each. And then we have all these fun cut aparts. I've already torn them apart so that I can start creating, but We've got all these little tags and some fun vellum pieces. There's some tags and some full-size pieces. And again, I'm going to do something a little different with these than what they have done. I always like to kind of get my pieces separated. These come actually in a sheet and you just pop these die cuts out, but I just like to go ahead and get them all ready to go. They always give us sentiment strips. So these strips or these with, I don't know if you can see in the video, the cute little stitch details on there. I love that. And then we have the embellishments that I showed you earlier. And when they send us envelopes for cards, because sometimes they're not cards, these kits are creative kits, so sometimes they might be little treat bags or something a little different. Most of the time they're cards. And I love that we always get these beautiful lined envelopes to go with them, and the lining of that, they actually go all the way through in there. So I will often take these apart and use them as additional pattern paper, and then just use my plain old white envelopes instead, because I love all the patterns. That is so much fun for me. And then we've got this little envelope, or this little packet that has our glue dots and some dimensionals and this fun twine here that has the, what is that again? Magenta Madness. I'm going to get that down. It's a mouthful. Magenta Madness with, and white striped on there. So, and I guarantee there's going to be some of that left over if you use the kit the way they intended, for sure. They always make sure we have enough. So sometimes you have those little oops, and so they don't want you to be short from that. So I'm going to go ahead and create some alternative projects, and I will be right back and I will share those with you. So I want to do a run through of the alternative cards I came up with for this month's Paper Pumpkin kit, and then we're going to make one together after this. So this one I used one of the note cards and took one of the pre-cut panels. This is the inside of an envelope, and I just cut that down, put it across there, added a piece of vellum, and I put one of the little glue dots behind there and covered it up with one of those embellishment pieces, so I didn't have to worry about my glue showing through on the vellum. Cut the edge off of here, the little tag off the side, and put "Oh Happy Day" in the Memento Black. This one is very similar to the one we're going to make together, but I took and inked up the card, or the clouds, a little bit. I put this on a vellum panel, popped up one of the clouds, and put it on the green background. And you can stamp your sentiment on the inside. This one I had fun. I liked when I looked at that piece of the rainbow, I saw it as a U, and so I thought, hey, you would be a fun sentiment card to put together. And one tip, I put some Wink of Stella over this, because when I first stamped, these are a little bit solid images there, or thicker on the hay, and it didn't quite all cover. Now, if I had my stamp positioner tool, wouldn't have been a problem, but rather than try and ink back up and stamp exactly in that same spot, I used my Wink of Stella, and not only does it give you that pretty shimmer effect, but it also evens out any of the ink that's on there. The alcohol and the shimmer and the Wink of Stella just kind of activates the ink and works almost as a pen. Then this one, I thought those little embellishment pieces looked like flowers, so I took one of the green cards. In fact, this one here, used the back, and I just freehand cut a hill side out of there, put those flowers down, drew in my stems using one of my Stampin' Right markers, and for this one I used the garden green. I then took and after I drew the leaves, and if I can do this, I'm not an artist by any means, so you guys can do these freehand. Drew the stems, drew the leaves, put the little vein in the leaf, and then I put some of the ink, just scribbled on one of my blocks, and picked that up with a blender pen. If you don't have a blender pen, they're a great tool to use to pick up ink and use them for any kind of coloring. So this is what they look like. You get a pack of 2 and you get a thick end and a thicker end. So I use the thicker one on that. And once you're done with your ink, you just scribble off and the color comes off. And so you can keep using that over and over again. I took one of the insides of one of the envelopes and cut part of a circle, just again freehanded that as well, up in the corner to make a sun. And then I used this little stamp here that is kind of like this little exclamation points. I'm not sure exactly what I would call those, but I thought they were fun for the rays on the sun. Use the You're Amazing, pop that up on some pop dots, and we have another card. Now this one I wanted to do something a little fun with these clouds. Apologize, I got a little crooked on my handwriting there, so again, not the best with my handwriting, but I didn't have a stamp sentiment that worked, and I thought this was kind of fun. So search behind the clouds to find and you open it up, and in here is a rainbow. So very easy, but a fun card. I popped these little circles. I cut circles out, and you can use whatever size punch you have. Put an embellishment on there, pop these up on pop dots so I could tuck those clouds underneath. These clouds are scored and then tucked under the edge to give you that fold. And I wanted some extra color on that rainbow just to help it stand off a little bit better from the background. So I mounted it on one of the green backs of one of the cards and just hand trimmed around that. Oops. And we're going to tuck this back under there, and this one back under here. And it still does open up if you want to put it on a card front, or you can just do this as a standalone where you can just write on the back. So sometimes those are fun just to do something a little different. It doesn't always have to open up, especially when you have a fun fold on the front, and then you can just use the back to handwrite and stick that in an envelope. Save you a little bit of paper. Hope you enjoyed this. Let's go ahead and get to the one we're going to make together. And let's make one of the alternative cards together. So I have the base here, and then I have one of these pieces that was pre-cut, the rainbow that was pre-cut, my 2 little cloud pieces, this piece of vellum, one of the tabs, and I'm going to be using some of these. So let's go ahead and start putting this together. So Tampo Monomote, blue, my favorite. And we're just gonna stick that down right in the middle. And then I'm going to put this over the top just to tone that down a little bit, and then I'm going to put this on. So with the vellum, usually you're worried about glue being seen through there, but because we're going to hide this behind another panel, we don't have to worry about that. Right, before I do that though, I'm going to take, and I'm not actually going to put a sentiment on this one, because you know what, sometimes you can just have a card without a sentiment. And that's okay to do that. But I do want to add another little extra bit of color. So I just took and snipped that in half, and then I'm going to make these little flags come off the side. Just like that. Let's kind of get them about the same amount. There we go. And I'm going to put that down on top of my vellum piece. So it's fun just to take those pieces that are already there and really quickly just reinvent the way you're putting them together. We're going to bring in our dimensionals because you know I love me some dimensionals. We're going to add those on, pop these clouds up, and let's put some clouds on our rainbow there. And I think I want to add just a little bit more fun. I love this new in color, the magenta here. So I'm going to put just one of those down in the corner. And let's come up here with the purple posy. And we can add one of the just jade, which is another one of the new in colors. And whoops, as you know, I like to do them in threes. And there we go. There's our card. You could put a sentiment in there. And just that quick, we've got another alternative card. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that like button to let me know that you enjoyed this video and would like to see others like it. Hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos. Until we meet again, make sure you grab your paper, stamp, and ink and do something creative.